Okay, how to get $10 million worth of listings in your first year. I got to be upfront and honest with you. This is my second year in the business. I'm a retired financial advisor. I built one of the largest financial planning companies in the United States. And it took me a year to figure out how to get 10 million listings in the first year. Again, in honesty, I'm now at 11 million. The first thing I would tell you to do is, first of all, bring your market down to something that is manageable. And I say, choose whose homes you want to sell. In my community, there are 460,000 homes in the Birmingham area. I really only want to deal with about 260 of those people. So I choose them. I decide whose house I want to sell. I decide the price range I want to sell in and the neighborhoods that I want to sell in. I break that out by zip codes. I work basically on 4 zip codes. Then I build what I call my most wanted list out of this price range and these neighborhoods. That list comes from basically 3 sources. Expired listings. Every morning, the first thing I do is open up my MLS software, which is Paragon. I go to the market activity. I look at the hot list. I get a feel for what's happening in the market in the last 24 hours. And I search for the expired listings, in my case, for homes of $750,000 or more that are in my zip codes. I then look at those homes, the pictures, how many days they were on the market, and I make a decision as to why that house didn't sell. I then write those people a letter, and we'll get to that down here, explaining to them why their house didn't sell and what I can do to help them sell it. I also look at all active listings that are over 180 days, because I know in this market that of those active listings, 50% of them are going to expire sometime in the next 180 days. We are in a market right now, what I call the baby boomer sell-off, and I'll go into that in more detail, where roughly 50% of the homes that are priced at over $750,000 per year sell in a 365-day period. This is because of the baby boomer sell-off. This is a tremendous opportunity that is being presented to you if you understand what's going on and how you can take advantage of it. Anytime there is a market inefficiency, it creates an economic opportunity. And in real estate right now, there is a huge economic opportunity that is going to grow as the baby boomers continue to age. I also have a farm. There is a neighborhood in our community where all the homes are over $750,000. I go to the tax records and I go house by house and I find out who lives in those homes. I put their name in my most wanted list. That creates my most wanted list. I then build my overall database that I'm going to use to promote my brand. That I started with my wife's garden club, our church listings, and the social clubs that she and I belong to. I then add to that through LinkedIn. I want to tell you, LinkedIn is the most misunderstood piece of social media currently out there. Think about it. Who's on LinkedIn? It's people who are doctors, they're lawyers, they're entrepreneurs, they're people who want to connect. So what I do is I go and connect with them, but I don't just connect, I send them a message. And I'll get in real detail on this in another video. But basically I tell them I want to be their expert on the real estate community of Birmingham, and I'd like to connect with them. I find that roughly 40% of the people that I send that message to connect with me. I then extract their email address from that connection and I put that into my CRM and they become who I mail to. I also then do LinkedIn, as I said, LinkedIn farming. Then I create my brand. We're in roughly in this market, 2.5% of the 4,000 agents do 25% of the business. And that's because they're established. They've been in the business for 25 years. They have connections. They have a sphere of influence where they are the go-to real estate agent. If you're going to succeed in this business beyond your first year, you're going to have to invade their sphere of influence. Well, the only way you're going to be able to do that is to show their sphere of influence that you're a better realtor, that you have more knowledge and ability to help them sell their house. You're going to basically have to become a purple cow. If purple cow means nothing to you, Google it and then go find the book and read it. In essence, what it says is that in today's world, if you want to promote a business, you have to show the general public how you're different from who they're dealing with now and who they know. If you don't do that, you'll be out of the business like 80% of all real estate agents are within the first 18 months. You have to distinguish yourself from the other 4,000 real estate agents that are in Birmingham. That's what I have done. I've become a purple cow. Does that endear me to the other agents in the community? No, it does not. They don't like a disruptor. In fact, I was told by a vice president of the largest real estate brokerage in this city that we don't want disruptors. We like the way business is being done now. Well, of course they do. But I was new to the business and I didn't like the way it was being done because I wasn't doing it. And I had to find a way. And I have. Now I have to promote my brand as a purple cow. I use Facebook, I use direct mail, and I use email. Now, what I really want to emphasize, like I told you in the trailer, I do no phone calling. I do no door knocking. Every one of my listings called me. I have a 90% close ratio on listing presentations because I'm different, because they're looking for something different. If you talk to somebody who has had their house on the market for a year and you ask them, how do you feel about your real estate agent? I know what they're going to say. They're going to say all they want to do is put a sign in my front yard, put an MLS listing there, and come and wait for someone to come to my house, buy the house, and they collect their check. That is your opportunity. That is how you break into their sphere of influence. And that's what I have done. Now, the essence to getting started is very simple, and that is with the expired listing. But you need that letter that is going to entice them to want to know more about you. What I'm willing to do is I'm willing to send you a copy of that letter. And what I want you to do, if you'd like a copy of it, is email me at bestofus.kg@gmail.com. If you'll email me your name, your address, and contact information, I'll send you a copy of that letter. Now, why am I doing this? What is the big goal? What's the end goal? I'm trying to build a tribe. I'm trying to build a following of somewhere in the neighborhood of 200,000 agents across this country who say it's time to take the real estate industry into the 21st century. It's time to use technology and social media marketing to build a business, not a hobby, but to build a business. I want to change how homes are sold in the United States. Now, the only way I'm going to do that is if I can grab the attention of one of the big brokers, whether it be my broker, Keller Williams, or Century 21, or Remax, or Berkshire Hathaway, that they come and say, Kerry, tell us what you're doing and let us have access to your tribe that is already indoctrinated into this. Once we do that, then what will happen, and what is already happening in my business, is I don't pay for my direct mail. My suppliers do. And I'll get into that in more detail. They can't write me a check. No, they can't. That's against policy. But we can co-advertise, and they can give me $100 worth of postage stamps every month so that we can co-brand, and I then in return will channel my business to them. Facebook advertising. That I can't take a check from them, but we can co-brand. You are their client. And what are you getting for it other than a lunch on Tuesday at your broker's meeting? If we build a tribe, and if we get strong enough as a whole, we can change the way homes are sold in the United States. So, if you want to be a part of this, first of all, sign up for my YouTube channel. It'll give you access of every video I do. I am going to tell you everything I do to get $10 million worth of listings, and I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. I swear to you, I'm not going to ask you to buy it. I take that back. I'm writing a book. When the book comes out, if you want it, it's going to give you details of everything I do. But I'm not trying to sell you an SEO program. I'm not trying to sell you a lead program. I'm trying to get you to where you're doing $10 million worth of listings in a year, and then collectively we can take the next step. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'd love you to be a part of it. Sign up, send me your email address so I can send you that first letter, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.